Hello and welcome to the Watch News channel. I'm Nick and this is a Pagani Design PD-1718 steel and gold chronograph, well-known homage of a well-known brand, as you can probably see. This is going to be a bit of a short review on this one. I've had a bit of a hard time since my last video. My father passed away, and it's just been difficult sorting things out. Of course, Christmas period as well. Yeah, it's just been tough. So I'd like to really say thank you to everyone that's subscribed to my channel. It's really appreciated. And of course, I haven't really sort of put out a video in the last couple of weeks. But so we're going to do a review of this watch, which I bought for Christmas, as I thought a nice bit of bling Christmas time. And I've got something interesting coming up. I've recently purchased a Serica homage, recently popped up on Aliexpress. So that's going to be the subject of my next video. Again, I think a bit of discussion around what really means a homage. The lines are getting a bit too blurred these days, I think, or perhaps they were never blurred enough in the first place, including this one, which Pagani pretty much hit the copy tab again, but it has got some redeeming features, which I'll talk about in the video. So let's get on with it. PD-1718. So just going to go through a few specifications. So initially as well, on the Pagani, on the site where I bought this from, which is the Pagani Design AE official store, they state that it's a Tudor Black Bay BB-58 homage, which is interesting because it's obviously a homage to the Tudor Black Bay chronograph in steel and gold, but that does come with a date window, whereas this watch does not have a date window. So I don't know if that's where they're going for the BB-58, and of course this one is a little smaller, which we'll get on to now with the specification. So we've got a case diameter of 39.5 millimeters, so about 40. We've got a strap width of 20 millimeters and a case thickness of 13 millimeters. There's a Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz movement in this watch, which helps with the that thickness. And the watch, with all links on bracelet, weighs around 140 grams. It's got a sapphire crystal. From what I can tell, there's no AR coating. It doesn't state there's any AR on the AliExpress site. It's stainless steel. It doesn't say it's 316 stainless steel, but I'm assuming so. It feels like it. It doesn't seem any different. And it's got a screw-on case back, as it does have 100 meters of water resistance. Now, to do a little bit of comparison up against what this is homage in, the Tudor Black Bay chronograph in steel and gold, it's got a 41 mil diameter case. It's got 14.5 mils worth of thickness, so there's a 1.5 mil difference. It's got a 22 mil lug width, and then that's got 200 meters of water resistance. And of course, it also sports a Tudor MT5813 movement, which is a movement derived from a Breitling caliber B01, which, of course, in the grand scheme of things, is a better movement than the Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz. But that depends on you as an individual as to which you prefer. And the reason I say that is because this Pagani is Currently, if you go onto AliExpress, it's £70 and 25 pence, around $85. The Tudor, on the other hand, is £6,350, or around $7,700. So you've got a bit of a save in there of $7,615. You're getting a little bit of gold. You're getting, of course, the Tudor movement. You're getting the name, which, of course, is a big thing with the Tudor. But then you're getting a lot with the Pagani. The Pagani is well made. I like the smaller size of it. I've tried on the Tudor, and I liked it. And I didn't think it was too big for my wrist. I didn't. And I got a 6.75-inch wrist for your reference, and I liked it on wrist. But I do prefer the Pagani size that little bit better. It's just a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, and it just wears that little bit better on my size wrist. Of course, if you've got a larger wrist, then you might be looking for a larger chronograph. 100-meter water resistance is decent, especially for a chronograph with chrono pushers. It's got screw down chrono pushers, and it's got UGS on the dial, which stands for Upgrade Grand Series. So Pagani in 2022 decided that it was time to pull their finger out and start making some better watches. So they've started using better materials, and also as part of that UGS branding, they say that they're using stricter quality inspection. Now, for my particular one that I've got, the index at 6 o'clock is misaligned. It's slightly off to the left. It is very slight. You really got to, like, once you see it, you notice it. But I didn't even notice it at first. It was only when I had the chronograph hand going around and I noticed when it hit 6, you could see then that the index was off slightly. But otherwise, I've been really impressed with the watch overall. The bracelet, we've got the rivet style bracelet like you get on the watches it's homage in, and it's well made. There's screw links. I have had them come undone a little bit, so it does need a bit of Loctite, I think, just to help it keep it in place. But otherwise, excellent bracelet. Case, it's all really well finished. The finishing between the brushing and the high polish chamfers on the edge could be a bit better, but for the price that you're paying, it's good. It's real good. Dial's well made. It's a flat dial. Those sub dials aren't separate sub dials, but they're well done. They got concentric circles going around to give the impression of that it is a sub dial there, as in a separate piece of within the dial, and it works well. The loom's not great. As you can see here, the loom is it looks all right when you first turn out the light, if you give it a good blast of a UV torch, but it lasts not long at all. It's not bad though, compared to other watches in this price range. So they've done all right, and they are improving it. Because I remember I had the James Cameron Sea Dweller homage a few years ago, and the loom on that was it was non-existent. You might as well not have bothered. So they are getting better, and they do seem to be, especially with this new UGS branding, they seem to be trying to improve themselves. The bezel on this, it's got a ceramic bezel that's really well etched and well filled with gold for the markers. For the tachymeter scale, the hands are well finished. I don't see any rough edges on the hands. The index and indices are all really well done, apart from the one at 6, which is, of course, slightly off. It's got a signed crown with the Pagani Design logo, screw down pushers, which I think I mentioned earlier. It's got a nice screw down case back, which is just etched with Pagani Design Sport and the reference number, and that is water resistant and it's made of stainless steel. The end links fit really well into the watch. No real play there, you know, a little bit, but nothing to write home about. I'm not happy with the diver extension on the bracelet. It's pointless. I don't even know why they bothered putting it on there. It's not needed. It's there. It's not needed. I don't know why. I don't know why they feel the need. Why they think it's a good idea to put a really flimsy bit of metal in between the link and the clasp. I don't. It's an odd choice in my opinion, but there we go. It's not needed, but you never need to open it, so you can just ignore it. And the clasp itself is well made. It's, you know, a press clasp, but it's well done, and it's got a good positive action to it with the double pushers and 3 holes of microdrust in case it gets hot. So one last shot of it on my 6.75 inch wrist. There we go. So there we have it. The Pagani Design PD-1718. Always catchy names. A homage of the Tudor Black Bay chronograph. So what did you think? Do you think that it's slightly smaller size and being slightly thinner makes it almost a better watch? I know it's nowhere near like a Tudor, of course not. I mean, you know, the slight misalignment on that index at the 6 o'clock, but then that is the only issue with it. It is, I think Jody over Just One More Watch, he usually says, Pagani Design, there's always like one little thing wrong, and I'm seeing the same thing happening. Each Pagani Design I've had, there's always been one little thing that isn't quite right. So why that is, they, you know, how they can't get control of their quality control to that degree, I don't know. Because you think they make an effort. They're obviously making an effort on the watches. The watches are going up in quality. They're better made. They're using better materials. They can't get their QC down. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for joining me for this video. I really hope you join me for the next one with the Serica homage. I think that might be a good one. It looks from the pictures, it looks really good. And again, like I said in my previous Remulti video, which is now Rimulti, they've added an I in there. I like it when a seller puts in real pictures and doesn't just rely on digital, you know, creations. It really sort of sells it for me. And they put in a video and some, you know, pictures of their watches in the reel. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. So yeah, thanks for joining me again. And again, please like and subscribe. It'd be great. And I'll see you next time. Cheers. Big balls. Do you like it? Why I've stopped? I've forgotten the name again.